Imagine a place that tells a story spanning centuries, where culture and nature intertwine to create something truly extraordinary. That's the beauty of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. I'm Abigail, and this is Global Treasures, the podcast that covers the history, travel tips, and legends surrounding one of the 1,248 World Heritage Sites each episode. These places have been identified as having universal cultural or natural significance that is so exceptional that it transcends national boundaries and is of importance to present and future generations. Welcome to Season 3, where we'll explore the 27 sites that UNESCO added in 1980 together. Thank you for listening to the podcast. We appreciate all of your support, and you can continue to support us by subscribing at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, YouTube, or your favorite platform. Follow us on TikTok, Facebook, and subscribe to my blog on globaltreasurestravel.com to hear about my latest adventures. Imagine standing in a vast, open landscape scattered with acacia trees, plumes of dust blowing in the wind, a place where the earth itself holds the story of the dawn of humanity. A river snakes through the dry savanna, carrying water from the highlands down into a chain of lakes that eventually ends at Lake Abe. Long before modern development, before cities, or even agriculture, this landscape was something else entirely. Welcome to the lower valley of the Awash, a UNESCO World Heritage Site located in northeastern Ethiopia. Sitting near the border of Djibouti, and just 62 miles from the Gulf of Tajura, this river, called the Awash, has shaped not only the land, but was home to some of the earliest ancestors of humankind. The Awash River Basin covers around 10% of Ethiopia's total land area, beginning in the country's central highlands at an elevation of around 9,800 feet, before gravitating downward through the valleys and plains. This region experiences two rainy seasons, one in March and another from June through September, which help its ecosystems thrive. Today, it's also one of the most developed river basins in Ethiopia, with nearly 1/6 of the country's population relying on it. The lower Awash Valley is one of the most important paleontological regions in the world. Excavations here over the decades have uncovered well-preserved fossils dating back to over 4 million years. And among these discoveries is one of the most famous fossils ever found. Her name is Lucy. Lucy, the partial skeleton of a hominin, was discovered in 1974. Through radiometric dating, it was discovered that she was 3.2 million years old. Finding a skeleton that was nearly 40% complete, given the age, was a remarkable find. It's important to note that we obviously do not know her real name, but the moniker she was given comes from the song Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds by none other than the Beatles, which was playing at the campsite the night she was discovered. Lucy changed everything. Her skeleton showed clear evidence that she walked upright, a key trait of human evolution. At the same time, her skull suggested developments or growth in brain size. Lucy is a crucial link in understanding how we evolved into modern humans. And Lucy wasn't alone. More recently, scientists discovered an even older hominin fossil, known as Artie, dating back 4.4 million years. Artie gives us an earlier glimpse into the evolutionary path that eventually led to who we are today. And it's not just the past that makes this place special. It's teeming with life that still exists here today. The lower Awash landscape is made up of open, woody savannas. It's one of the last remaining habitats for the critically endangered African wild donkey, with fewer than 600 of them left in the wild. Other species wandering this region include the East African oryx, which is a type of antelope, the elegant Dorcas gazelle, and Gravy's zebra, the largest and most endangered zebra species. Unlike some of the other animals I listed, you can see these zebras in captivity in certain zoos or conservation centers across the world. But like many World Heritage sites, the lower Awash Valley faces serious challenges. Growing agriculture and urbanization are placing increasing demands on the river basin. Water pollution from pesticides, as well as industrial waste from tanneries and paint factories, threatens the ecosystem. There's also little on-site management. Illegal fossil hunting has also become an issue. Not only is it against the law, but it's also unethical. Humans have lived in this region for as long as our species have existed. It's one of the few places on Earth where the story of human evolution and human survival merge into one narrative. This is not just a historical site. It's a living, changing landscape, one that will forever need our protection. So now that we've covered a bit of the history of the lower valley, let's talk about how you can build out planning a trip to visit. Because part of protecting these sites is traveling to them sustainably, and tourism dollars are vital to keeping these sites alive. I'll put some links in the show notes, per usual, to hopefully make planning your trip a bit easier. Before you leave for your trip, look into local regulations, such as restrictions on vaping, certain devices like drones, and occasional curfews, depending on the region. Always check current guidance online in advance. Ethiopia is linguistically diverse, with Amharic, Somali, and other languages among the most widely spoken. Staff at museums, larger hotels, and major attractions may speak some English, but having a translation app on your phone is always helpful. If you're flying in from another country, you'll want to land at Addis Ababa International Airport, which is Ethiopia's largest hub. From there, you can arrange to have a taxi bring you to the Awash region. You'll want to note that large rideshare companies that are popular in Europe and the United States aren't available in Ethiopia. Before you depart the airport, make sure you make an agreement with the taxi driver on a price for the ride, as they don't necessarily use meters. The currency is the birr, and some taxis don't take credit cards, so make sure you have physical money on you. I generally wouldn't recommend renting a car, as the roads can be a bit unpredictable. I highly recommend booking at least a day tour, if not a multi-day tour, versus trying to navigate getting to this site independently for both logistical and safety reasons. Also, local guides are essential for understanding the land, the wildlife, and the cultural context. And I'll say this, traveling somewhere like the Awash region is one of those experiences that proves to yourself that you can adapt, thrive, and feel at home almost anywhere in the world. When you're visiting this area, many people choose to pair it with Awash National Park. This is where you can go on wildlife safaris, often in air-conditioned vehicles, which, trust me, is a luxury you'll appreciate in the heat. Also, on that note, make sure when you're booking tours that it explicitly states the vehicle is air-conditioned. This isn't something universal. The best time to visit is typically during the dry season, when roads are more accessible and wildlife is easier to spot. For the photographers who are coming here to get some fantastic photos, the river itself can be unpredictable. When I say that, I mean sometimes the water is clear and sometimes it's brown, but you can still count on getting striking photos. It's one of those places that somehow looks like a postcard, no matter what. Most travelers use Addis Ababa as their home base. There are homestay options, luxury chain hotels, budget hotels, and hostels available. While you're there, you can visit other incredible cultural sites, like the Mausoleum of Menelik II, located in Ba'ata Church, known for its marble detailing and artwork. You can also go to the National Museum of Ethiopia, where you can sometimes see Lucy herself when she's not on loan internationally. And since I've been getting asks to incorporate some of my travel habits, here's one I swear by, no matter where I'm going. When you get to your hotel, don't put your suitcase on the bed or floor right away. Check for bed bugs first. I always travel with a hard shell suitcase because bed bugs tend to cling to fabric, not smooth surfaces. Okay, now on to my favorite thing to talk about, food, because it's a huge part of the experience here. You'll likely try wat, a rich stew made with meats like chicken or lamb, vegetables, and berbere, a bold mix of spices, including chili peppers and ginger. It's typically served with injera, a soft, spongy flatbread made from teff flour. And here's something important. Meals are often eaten without utensils, using the injera to scoop up the food. It's usually served family style, emphasizing community and shared experience, the way meals should be enjoyed. I think all of this makes it clear. The lower valley of the Awash isn't just a destination. It's a journey into the heart, the deepest roots of who we are. It's a place where ancient relics meet modern life. And whether you visit in person or explore it as an armchair traveler, it's a reminder that the world is bigger and more connected than we often realize. And that is what makes it a global treasure. Thank you for listening to another episode of the podcast. Join me next time, where I'll cover yet another one-of-a-kind World Heritage Site. Until then, keep exploring, keep wondering, and keep treasuring the remarkable diversity of our world's heritage.